Scott, you in here? Where is he? Oh, not again. Scott, what are you doing?
Hi there. And welcome friends to episode 50 of Scott Free Running. Apologies in advance that you guys have got the taste for the jacuzzi shots now. I'm afraid it was a episode 50 one-off special. Maybe we can reintroduce the jacuzzi at later milestones for the channel, but yeah, unfortunately that was just a one-off. So episode 50, let's dive in. I thought this would be an amazing opportunity to recap my year of running thus far. I'm out today with the young London. She's spotty, she's smiley, she's a bit tired at the moment, so I'm letting her dictate the walk. She's a bit of a diva. Come on London, let's get it moving. But I thought, wow, what a year it's been. It would be rude not to recap on just how great 2022's been to me in terms of running. I've done almost 3,000 Ks year to date, so from November 21 to November 22, almost 3,000 Ks in the bag of running, and almost 2,500 Ks of running in 2022 so far. So I've had a few minor hiccups, I've had a few little injuries here and there, but nothing to put me out, you know, more than a week or two. So I'm incredibly fortunate, and I do feel fortunate to I've got so many Ks in the bag this year. And just as I started off this walk with London, before I started filming, I was thinking back to the goals that I set earlier on in this year. I'll link to my goal setting video that I made in January above. Go and check that out. I think it'd be quite interesting for anyone that hasn't seen it, just to, you know, appreciate where I've fallen short in terms of my goal setting this year and implementing those goals. But also to see what I've achieved as well. I know for myself that I do like, you know, looking back at, you know, things I've written down, goals I've set, so some of you guys might find that interesting. But one goal that I didn't mention in that video that I set actually a couple of months prior to starting this channel, and it was actually back in November 21. I ran a half marathon. I'll put it on screen now, but I ran a half in training as a time trial in 84 minutes, and I really wanted to go sub 80 next, and I haven't been able to since. But it's amazing that a year on, maybe in my naive, you know, slightly younger state a year ago, I thought that sub 80 would be easy, but of course it's not. You know, it's an incredible feat, and as I've experienced a couple of times this year as I've tried to beat that time, running will humble you very quickly if, you know, you are slightly too ambitious. And, you know, personally that's one of my favorite things about this sport, and it's the reason I love it, is because, yeah, it's bloody hard work and there's no shortcuts essentially, well, not in my experience anyway. But yeah, coming to realize that actually I'd set this goal a year ago and I hadn't quite met it, it was actually quite rewarding. Sounds strange, but I found it rewarding that, because 2022 has been the year of my marathon running. You know, it's the start of my marathon career in April. Lots of birds around today. My first being in April. I went into that marathon with the goal of going sub 250 for my debut, and I actually fell short of my A goal as well as my B goal, which was to go sub 3. So I actually ran 3 hours and 45 seconds in my debut marathon in April. My C goal for that race was to finish, so I'm pleased to say that I met my C goal. But yeah, after Brighton I really wanted to go sub 3, so I got another diary in the, or another marathon in the diary I should say. I had the same diary all along, but I got another marathon in the diary, and that was for Adelaide in August of 2022. So I had about 5 months of training. Unfortunately I was injured for quite a bit of that time. I was struggling with an IT band issue. Regular viewers of the channel will know how much of a headache that was for me. But in Adelaide I ran 2:59.92 seconds. So unfortunately it was slightly up for debate if I'd gone sub 3 or not. My official time with the rounded up thousandth of a digit, or a decimal I should say, actually left me with 3 hours on the dot. So maybe I didn't go sub 3, but I did recently go sub 3 in my latest marathon effort, which was just a week ago now, amazingly. And that was in, of course, Melbourne, 2022. I ran a 2:58.55, which, yeah, wow, it's still sinking in now. What an amazing thing, an amazing day that was in Melbourne. Thank you all for your messages following that event. I'm still smiling, my goodness. 2022 has given me so much. As I say, my marathon career is, I'm incredibly happy with that. I've also PB'd in the 10k distance, starting off with a PB quite early on in the year actually. It was a 10k I ran back in Feb, and I ran a 36:30, breaking my PB of 38:30 something by, yeah, about 2 minutes. And I, yeah, ran that about 3 months after my last PB effort, so really happy with that. I'm really happy with my 5Ks. My official time is currently sitting at about 17:15, but I would like to break that early next year as we approach the sort of summer season here in Australia. But overall, I just look back at 2022 with, you know, I don't know if rose-tinted glasses is the best analogy here, because quite honestly the year has been rosy through and through. Maybe I could say that I'm looking through a very clear visor, a very clear optimistic visor on the events that have happened this year, because, yeah, quite frankly it's been amazing and I wouldn't change a thing, quite honestly. But with that recap, I, yeah, again, have so much gratitude, and I'd like to take my enthusiasm, my motivation, my gratitude into 23. And in many ways it was important for me to make this video as a sort of milestone for the channel, just to remind myself and hopefully to propose the ideas to others that actually, you know, finding the time to, you know, extend gratitude to yourself, to others, and to set checkpoints, you know, just to maybe tick things off the list, maybe to circle the things that, you know, need a bit more attention, is actually a really good exercise. So for myself, I'd like to set the goals. For 2023, I'd like to set, firstly, a goal to PB in the 5k distance. I'd like to go under 17 minutes. I may have done it in training, I'm not sure. I ran around a 400 meter athletics track in October last year and ran sub 17, but, you know, it wasn't an official event, so I'm not sure if that was a PB. I also ran a 16:20 5k on a treadmill about a month ago, so I don't know if that was a PB. Quite honestly, I'm not sure how accurate that treadmill was, but I've got a slight suspicion that I might have a sub 17 minute in me soon. So I guess you guys, if you're not subscribed already, you should hit that subscribe button and maybe, you know, tap the bell below to be notified when my breaking my 5k PB video comes out. Just a suggestion. But my second goal that I would absolutely love to try and smash next year in 2023 is my marathon goal. Of course, I would love to get that A goal that I set for myself in April of this year in 2022, before April 23. A year on, I would love to get that sub 250 marathon in the bank, to average a 4 minute or less kilometer, and yeah, just walk away with a time on my watch that is 2:49 or under. That would be absolutely incredible. So I've booked myself in for a marathon. It sounds strange saying it like that. It's almost like I've booked myself in for a massage or a nice dinner. It's, you know, not something that's going to happen to me. It's going to be something that I'm doing. So maybe I should say I've scheduled myself for a marathon. Don't know if that sounds any better, but I've got myself booked in, or scheduled in, for the Port Fairy Marathon here in Australia in February February 20th, 2023, I'll be hoping to go under 2 hours 50 minutes for the marathon on what I've heard is a very fast and flat course. So I mentioned a couple of videos back that I've got some quite exciting news to announce, and part of the exciting news is of course that I'll be running the Port Fairy Marathon. I'm very excited about that. But the bigger piece of news that I have to deliver to you guys is that I'll be working with Tony Smith at the Tony Smith Running Club based here in Australia. Tony's actually based in West Australia, but yeah, I'm incredibly fortunate to have this opportunity to work with Tony, to be coached, and yeah, hopefully smash out a few massive workouts in the build up to this Port Fairy Marathon. So I'll be working with Tony over the next 19 or so weeks as we build for the marathon. And yeah, Tony's got some great experience. He's a 2:42 marathoner himself, I believe. And yeah, really excited to have a coach with experience and drive. And as it's my first time working with a running coach, I thought it'd be great to bring you guys along for the ride. So I'll be hoping to make weekly vlogs just outlining my training, and I'm sure there's so much that I'll be learning through my coaching with Tony, and I'd love to share that with you guys. So yeah, make sure to tune in to my videos that will be coming up over the next 19 or so weeks. But aside from my marathon goal for 2023, overall I would love to just circle that line in my diary that is just remember that consistency is key in running, and really consistency is all I can ask for, because if I keep chasing PBs, you know, ultimately it's going to be a never-ending journey of just wanting to get quicker and quicker. And I need to remind myself that being able to get out and run consistently, healthily, and just continue to find gratitude, that's all I can ask for. And if the PBs come, that's amazing, but you know, ultimately I'm just so happy to get out and run when I can, you know, and just push my body to its potential, but you know, hold it back when I need to and not to go too far. I heard an amazing quote this week. It was actually shared by Ben is Running here on YouTube, who said that it's better to undercook the training than to overcook it. I know that Ben's training a lot at the moment. He's doing double threshold trainings in the build up to his marathon effort that's coming up soon. But I thought that was a great quote from Ben, just you know, keep in mind that it's always better to just run slightly short in training than slightly too far. It's obviously never going to be a good thing in the long run if you're burnt out consistently. So yeah, I guess it's a good reminder to keep some in the tank in training. But yeah, with all that being said, guys, I'd love to hear from you. What races have you got coming up soon? Are there any big goals that you didn't meet in 2022 that you'll be looking to pursue in 2023? Let me know down below. But as always, find gratitude, find peace, and I'll see you in episode 51 of Scott Free Running. Thanks, guys.
Right, there you go.